Very good morning. We are live from New Delhi. You're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Third group of 17 hostages, including a 4-year-old American girl, released on day 3 of Israel-Hamas truce. US President Joe Biden and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu discussed the ongoing hostage deal, agreed to continue working to secure release of all hostages. Sierra Leone president says calm restored, most leaders of barracks attacks detained. And India beat Australia in the second T20 International by 44 runs, lead 5-match series 2-0. News in detail. Another group of 17 hostages, including a 4-year American girl, released by Hamas on day 3 of Israel-Hamas truce on Sunday. Israeli military has confirmed that all 17 hostages, including 14 Israeli and 3 foreign nationals, are now in Israel. The hostages had first been transported to the southern Israeli army base in Hatzerem. Released Israeli children and women hostages later landed at Israel's Snyder Children's Medical Center on Sunday by helicopter for medical checkups. Doctors said that 9 children and 2 mothers who were released on Sunday were in stable condition and were undergoing medical and emotional evaluation by dedicated teams.
This event is a national mission, and we are feeling proud and privileged to take care of the returning families, children, and their mothers. Our hearts are with the hostages who remain at the Gaza Strip and their families that are here. We sincerely hope that very soon they will come back home, they will be free again, and live a healthy life as soon as possible.
An Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu met with security forces inside the Gaza Strip on Sunday. According to his office, Netanyahu spoke with soldiers and commanders and received a security briefing. His visit took place on the 3rd day of a 4-day truce between Israel and Hamas.
We are here in the Gaza Strip with the heroic fighters. We make every effort to return our hostages, and eventually we will return them all. We have 3 goals for this war: eliminate Hamas, return all our hostages, and ensure that Gaza will not become a threat to the state of Israel again. I'm here to say to my friends here, to the fighters here, who are telling me the same thing, and I repeat this to you: the citizens of Israel, we will continue until the end, until victory.
And US President Joe Biden is calling for the 4-day Israel-Hamas pause in fighting to be extended to allow for the release of more hostages. He spoke to reporters to confirm a 4-year American girl was one of the 17 hostages set free on Sunday. Let's take a look at DD India's US correspondent Nick Harper's report.
US President Joe Biden was buoyed by the news that Abigail Idan, the 4-year-old American-Israeli child who was taken on October the 7th, had been freed and was now back with her extended family in Israel. She was taken by Hamas on October the 7th after reportedly watching fighters kill both of her parents. Biden said that she had undergone terrible trauma.
Abigail was among 13 hostages released today from Gaza, under the brokered and sustained, though intensive, U.S. diplomacy. She's now safely in Israel, and we continue to press and expect for additional Americans will be released as well. And we will not stop working until every hostage is returned to their loved ones. That's my goal. That's our goal, to keep this pause going beyond tomorrow so that we can continue to see more hostages come out and surge more humanitarian relief into those who are in need in Gaza.
The president is now pushing for the release of all the other hostages. But of course, that can only happen if the pause in fighting is extended further. And part of the problem is that Israel throughout has argued that if there is a longer pause in the fighting or even a truce, that would only give Hamas the ability to regroup and to strengthen. So President Biden has been urging all sides to try and extend that pause as long as possible. He spoke to reporters on Sunday, during which he said he was hopeful that this is not the end, referring to the fact that Monday is the fourth and final day when we're expecting to see more hostages released. If there are any more, a pause in the fighting would need to be extended further. Joe Biden managing to speak to the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on the course of Sunday, during which we're told by the White House that the two leaders agreed that the work is not yet done and that they would continue working to secure the release of all the hostages. So both men want the same thing, for Hamas to no longer be in control of the Gaza Strip. However, Israel has said that it wants to continue the fight to eradicate Hamas, and therefore we may not see the pause in fighting extended as the US president is hoping. Nick Harper in Washington, reporting for DD India.
And German President Frank-Walter Steinmeier reached Jerusalem on Sunday as part of a two-day visit on the invitation of Israel President Isaac Herzog. The German leader reiterated his country's support for Israel's right to defend itself and stressed that the ceasefire was essential for the delivery of humanitarian aid to Gaza. He is scheduled to visit the southern and eastern parts of the country. Also on Tuesday, Steinmeier will travel to Oman for political talks and will also visit Qatar. Tech entrepreneur Elon Musk will meet Israeli President Isaac Herzog on Monday along with Israelis whose relatives have been held by Hamas in Gaza. Musk's visit coincides with the four-day truce in an Israeli war with Palestinian Hamas in Gaza, during which 40 of the 240 hostages Israel says have been held by Hamas have returned to Israel. Israel's media said Musk would also meet Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Monday. Earlier, Netanyahu met Musk in California on September 18th and urged him to strike a balance between protecting free expression and fighting hate speech after weeks of controversy over anti-Semitic content on X. Now, New Zealand's new government was sworn in on Monday, with Parliament expected to convene next week to work on new policies, including a new central bank mandate and lifting a ban on oil and gas exploration. New Zealand Governor-General Cindy Kiro swore National Party leader Christopher Luxon in as the country's 42nd Prime Minister, along with ministers of his cabinet at Government House in Wellington. The party signed coalition agreements with Libertarian ACT New Zealand and Populist New Zealand First on Friday, allowing the three parties to form a government, bringing an end to 6 years of left-wing governments in New Zealand. Now, Russia foiled a barrage of Ukrainian drone and 2 missiles attack on Sunday. At least 24 drones were involved in the Ukrainian attack that targeted Russian regions like Moscow, Tula, Kaluga, Smolensk and Bryansk. A Russian newspaper daily also reported of flights in fact being delayed or cancelled at Moscow's main airports due to airstrikes. Relative calm remains in Sierra Leone after the government imposed a nationwide curfew on Sunday, and this follows an attack on a military barracks by unidentified gunmen in the capital Freetown. President Julius Maada Bio of Sierra Leone announced that the leaders behind the attack on a military barracks in Freetown had been captured. He promised that they would be held responsible for their actions during the ongoing investigation. The president assured the nation that the situation was under control and peace had been restored. Security forces effectively repelled the renegade soldiers, but the situation remained uneasy in the country. This unrest comes after Bio's controversial re-election in June and an earlier protest that left 21 civilians and 6 police officers dead. Now the nation is struggling to maintain order and stability.
In the early hours of this morning, there was a breach of security at the military barracks at Wilberforce in Freetown. Some individuals attacked the military armory and other locations in Freetown, including Pademba Road Correctional Center. In the event, prisoners escaped. The attackers have been repelled by a combined team of gallant security forces, and calm has been restored. Most of the leaders have been arrested.
And the United States, Britain and more than a dozen other countries on Sunday unveiled what a senior US official described as the first detailed international agreement on how to keep artificial intelligence safe from rogue actors, pushing for companies to create AI systems that are secure by design. In a 20-page document unveiled on Sunday, the 18 countries agreed that companies designing and using AI need to develop and deploy it in a way that keeps customers and the wider public safe from misuse. The agreement is non-binding and carries mostly general recommendations such as monitoring AI systems for abuse, protecting data from tampering, and vetting software suppliers. Still, the director of the US Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, Jen Easterly, said it was important that so many countries put their names to the idea that AI systems needed to put safety first. Now let's take a look at other stories making news across the world. Nicaraguan authorities barred the director of country's national beauty pageant, Karen Calabretti, and her daughter from re-entering the country as the Nicaraguan woman seen as symbol of opposition to the government was crowned Miss Universe. One person died while 12 went missing after a cargo ship carrying salt with 14 crew on board sank off the Greek island of Lesbos. The Comoros-flagged Raptor departed from Egypt and was bound for Istanbul when it issued a distress call early on Sunday. Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie has accused his former friend and President Donald Trump of contributing to the rise of anti-Semitism and Islamophobia in the country. Christie said that Trump's intolerant rhetoric has given the green light to others to express their hatred. Christie, who is running for the Republican presidential nomination in 2024. The 2023 Booker Prize has been awarded to the Irish writer Paul Lynch for his novel Prophet Song. Prophet Song tells the story of a family grappling with a terrifying new world in which the democratic norms they are used to begin to disappear. All right, we'll slip into a very short break, but still to come on this edition of DD India Live. 14-day-long India International Trade Fair 2023 comes to an end. Auspicious festival of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, Gurpurab, also known as Guru Nanak's Prakashotsav, being celebrated today. And India beat Australia and reclaimed Davis Cup title after 47 years. In fact, Italy reclaims Davis Cup title.
We just don't bring you the news as it unfolds. We get to the heart of the matter.
We don't just present facts. We demystify complex social, political, and economic events.
We break stories that shape the world's present and future because you deserve the truth.
I am Tanvi Taneja from New Delhi.
I'm Ollie Barrett from London.
I'm Nick Harper from Washington, D.C.
Join us on DD India Global Monday to Friday at these times.
We just don't bring you the news as it unfolds. We get to the heart of the matter.
We don't just present facts. We demystify complex social, political, and economic events.
We break stories that shape the world's present and future because you deserve the truth.
I am Tanvi Taneja from New Delhi.
I'm Ollie Barrett from London.
I'm Nick Harper from Washington, D.C.
Join us on DD India Global Monday to Friday at these times.
A platform for the developing world. amplifying the voice of the Global South with a focus on the growing economies, resolving the conflicts, showcasing the culture, tradition, heritage and diversity. Watch Voice of the Global South at these times on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Some more stories. Indian rescuers began drilling vertically on Sunday from the top of a mountain under which 41 workers became trapped 2 weeks ago while working on a highway tunnel at the Silkyara Tunnel in India's Uttarkashi. The 2-kilometer section of the tunnel is the focus of the rescue efforts. The government is working tirelessly to ensure the safe evacuation of the workers and maintains constant communication to boost the morale of those trapped. National and international experts are present at site to advise on the rescue operation. The 18th India-Iran Foreign Office consultations were held in Tehran on Sunday as Israel-Hamas conflict and India's investment in the Chabahar port developments were at the top of the agenda. Indian Foreign Secretary Vinay Quatra and Iran's Deputy Foreign Minister for Political Affairs co-chaired the meeting. The two sides reviewed the entire gamut of bilateral relationship and also exchanged views on current regional and global issues. The Indian side appreciated Iran's participation in the Voice of Global South summits held this year. And Indian Foreign Secretary Vinay Quatra also called on Iran's Foreign Minister Dr. Hossein Amir Abdullahian, where they discussed bilateral matters and current challenges in the region. Quatra also met Dr. Mehdi Safari, Deputy Foreign Minister for Economic Diplomacy of Iran, and discussed avenues of strengthening bilateral trade and economic ties. NASA Administrator Bill Nelson is set to travel to India and the UAE beginning Monday for a series of meetings with key government officials. Nelson will also meet with space officials in both countries to deepen bilateral cooperation across a broad range of innovation and research-related areas, especially in human exploration and earth science. Nelson's visit to India will fulfill a commitment as part of the US and India initiative on critical and emerging technology initiated by President Joe Biden. In the India leg, Nelson will visit several locations, including the Bengaluru-based facilities where the NISAR spacecraft, a joint Earth observing mission between NASA and its Indian counterpart ISRO, is undergoing testing and integration for launch in 2024. Now, Janjatiya Gaurav Divas celebrated at Indira Gandhi Cultural Center in Dhaka, Bangladesh on Sunday. The High Commission of India in Bangladesh organized a program at IGCC to celebrate and to pay respect to the rich tribal culture and heritage. The celebration program was followed by the tribal dance and music program. Tribal troops performed their folk dances on the melodious tunes of their respective folk music. The dance performances got huge appreciation from the audience. Janjatiya Gaurav Divas is celebrated on the birth anniversary of Bhagwan Birsa Munda. Now, Guru Nanak Jayanti is being celebrated all over the world on Monday to mark the birth anniversary of the first Guru of Sikhism, Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Gurdwaras across the country are lit up as people celebrate the sacred festival. The celebration is notable for its fervent devotion, spiritual gatherings and the recitation of hymns. These are the live visuals from Sri Harminder Sahib in Amritsar.
मन कहो माल लागे काला हुआ स्याह खन्नले तोते उजले ना होवे जे सौ तो बण पाहो गुर प्रसादे जीवत मरा उल्टी होवा.
On the 7th day of the 54th edition of the International Film Festival of India, various exciting events took place. Actress Rani Mukherjee and former Sri Lankan cricketer Muttiah Muralidharan share their insights in master classes. Here's the day's roundup from IFFI in Goa.
An in-conversation session with the Hindi film actress Rani Mukherjee exploring the theme of delivering compelling performances was held at IFFI on Sunday. Rani said that she always tries to portray Indian women as strong characters. She added that outside India, films and their characters are viewed as windows towards our Indian culture. Red carpet for 100th the movie was also held, where former Sri Lankan cricketer Muthaiya Muralidharan and Mathur Mittal spread their magic. Director Mridul Gupta, writer Manimala Das and producer Dhaniram Tissot of the Karbi feature film Mirbeen joined for a candid media interaction. Mirbeen is an authentic portrayal of the 2005 extremist strife that engulfed Karbi Anglong. In addition, several other films from different genres and countries were screened throughout the day, offering a diverse range of cinematic experiences to the festival attendees. Overall, the 7th day of the 54th International Film Festival of India was filled with exciting film screenings, enlightening masterclasses and engaging discussions, making it a memorable day for all the participants and attendees.
With an impressive lineup of movie screenings, masterclasses and red carpet events, Day 7 of the International Film Festival of India concludes. The festival remains an event that is looked forward for the global cinema calendar, bringing together all the film enthusiasts under one roof. Shama Mishra, DD India, Goa.
Let's take a look at other stories making news today. India's Health Ministry has decided to proactively review preparedness measures against respiratory illnesses in view of emerging public health situation in China. The centre has advised states and UTs to immediately review public health and hospital preparedness measures and implement operational guidelines for revised surveillance strategy in the context of COVID-19. And the 14-day-long India International Trade Fair 2023 comes to an end on Monday. The fair achieves a momentous milestone as welcomes a historic 1.5 lakh visitors today, leaving just one day for attendees to soak in the full splendor of the International Trade Fair experience. And the 2-day-long International Cat Show concluded on Sunday in Bangalore with 150+ cats showcasing talents in front of international judges. The championship included trophies and certificates where cats indulge in activities like one-on-one cat behavioral session, nutrition consultations with experts, vet checkup and kitty playpen. An Indian city of Varanasi shimmers in light as it gears up for Dev Deepavali today, with the city adorned in brilliant lights and decorations. The city will witness illumination of 12 lakh diyas and offering prayers at nearly 60 ghats at the same time. Over 7 to 8 lakh visitors are expected to attend this year with strict security arrangements in place. All right, sports updates now. We'll start with cricket. Yashasvi Jaiswal, Ishan Kishan and Ruturaj Gaikwad shone brightly with quick-fire 50s, driving India to a commanding 44-run victory over Australia in the second 2020 international. With this victory, India have surged ahead in the 5-match series, leading 2-0. And the mascot logo and jersey for the first ever Khelo India Para Games was launched on Sunday at the Zorawar Auditorium in Manekshaw Centre in New Delhi. The games are scheduled to be held from 10th to 17th December, and over 1,400 participants from across 32 states and union territories, including Services Sports Control Board, are expected to participate in the maiden Khelo India Para Games. This will witness para-athletes vie for honours in 7 disciplines, including para-athletics, para-shooting, para-archery, para-football, para-badminton, para-table tennis and para-weightlifting. The events will be held across 3 Sai stadiums, the IG Stadium, Shooting Range in Tughlakabad and JLN Stadium.
Khelo India Para Games are not just about competition. They are also about celebrating the spirit of sportsmanship. They are about creating a platform for our para-athletes to connect with each other, to share their experience, to learn from each other, and to have a better competition at home and to prepare for the international games.
Now, Italy won the Davis Cup for the second time as an outstanding display by Yannick Sinner secured a straightforward 2-0 victory over Australia on Sunday. After Matteo Arnaldi outlasted Alexei Popyrin in the first singles clash, Sinner thrashed Alex de Minaur 6-3, 6-0. Sinner had saved 3 match points against Novak Djokovic in Saturday's semi-final with Serbia before beating the 24-time Grand Slam champion. He then beat Djokovic again and his partner Miomir Keknamovic in the doubles with Lorenzo Sonego. Italy's first win was in 1976 in the elite men's team competition. Now, Ducati's Francesco Bagnaia celebrated his 2023 title at the MotoGP Awards ceremony after winning at the season-ending Valencia Grand Prix Sunday in Spain, with the Italian champion adding a second consecutive plaque to the ever-growing trophy. Bagnaia, as well as Moto2 champ Pedro Acosta and Moto3 champ Jaume Masia, received gold medals at the MotoGP Beach Show. The closest contender, George Martin, who entered the race 14 points behind Bagnaia but crashed out following a collision with Marc Marquez, he received a silver medal at the awards ceremony. All right, that's all for this edition of DD India Live, but do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. You can connect with us on Facebook, X and Instagram. We'll be back with more news as it breaks air on DD India. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. From all of us here in Delhi, thanks for watching DD India Live.